Long Beach Community Action Partnership, locally known as LBCAP, has served the greater Long Beach community since 1979. Though LBCAP is local with its services, the agency is a proud member of the National Community Action Partnership Network that serves 95% of U.S. counties and territories from Guam to Puerto Rico. This national movement began with President Lyndon B. Johnson signing the 1964 Economic Opportunities Act. After the assassination of President John F. Kennedy in November 1963, President Lyndon Baines Johnson expanded the policy ideas initiated during the Kennedy administration. In his State of the Union message to Congress in January 1964, President Johnson said, "Let us carry forward the plans and programs of John F. Kennedy, not because of our sorrow or sympathy, but because they are the right thing to do." This administration, today, here and now, declares an unconditional war on poverty in America. Our joint federal, local effort must pursue poverty, pursue it wherever it exists. In city slums, in small towns, in sharecroppers' shacks, or in migrant worker camps, on Indian reservations, among whites as well as Negroes, among the young as well as the aged, in the boom towns and in the depressed areas. With that, America's war on poverty was born. Some would say that community action is more than a career choice. It's joining a movement. To remind us of that fact, many organizations nationally begin meetings with the Community Action Promise that says, community action changes people's lives, embodies the spirit of hope, improves communities, and makes America a better place to live. We care about the entire community, and we are dedicated to helping people help themselves and each other. Just before the 1980s decade began, a local Long Beach community leader and activist by the name of Miriam Smith decided that low-income residents of Long Beach deserved a more focused effort on their specific needs. To that end, she joined with others to create the Long Beach Community Services Development Corporation. As was the case with many community action agencies over the years, the agency did not include Community Action Agency or Community Action Partnership in its name, though indeed they were part of the national network receiving federal funds. During those years, Mr. William Bill Barnes was a prominent leader in the Long Beach community that happened to be African American and knew Ms. Smith.
I was dean at the Pacific Coast campus with 2 campuses. Well, in the beginning, she wanted to have minorities, and we're talking about at that time mainly black leadership didn't have entree to the decision making, and Miriam wanted to do that. But it evolved. Miriam Smith was very active in wanting to have a community organization that represented individuals whose voices weren't being heard. She wasn't upset about that. She just thought that needed to be part of the fabric here in Long Beach. So that's how it started, very modestly.
Earl Parker was also a visible community leader and local journalist in Long Beach that eventually became the board chair of LBCAP.
Knowing Marianne, talking with Marianne, doing things with Marianne, and she did really a wonderful job until she got ill. And when she got ill, things really took a nosedive, and it was really Bill Barnes who brought the agency back up to respectability after Marianne got really ill. But she had a wonderful staff of people who were totally dedicated. But she was the centerpiece of the agency. And then when she got ill, a lot of people would give support because of her. So the agency took a nosedive, and it was pretty sad to see, but it was still floating barely.
At the pinnacle of program operations in the 80s, Long Beach Community Services Development Corporation was responsible for Head Start, Low-Income Home Energy Assistance Program, and a food pantry. As years of service continued, each of these programs were eventually taken over by other local or regional organizations. As time moved on, so did Long Beach Community Services Development Corporation. A longtime staff and now senior member of the LBCAP management team is Trisha Heath.
By December of 1998, I had told the executive director, look, we have a lot of money and we can do a lot of great things, but frankly, homeless services is not one of those things. There were too many agencies within the continuum of care in the city of Long Beach that were doing it better than we were and could use our support. So we stopped homeless assistance in 1998 and progressed on to really looking at the needs of the community and where we could fill those service gaps, because that was our mission. We needed to study poverty in the community, identify the gaps, and where we could support other community organizations already doing the work and, address the issues and concerns of poverty.
In 2006, LBCAP took another major turn in its history with the hiring of yours truly, Derek J. Simpson, as the executive director. Earl Parker was the board chair at that time and reflects on what led to the hiring and the impact it made.
The board was getting stronger, and we knew we needed an executive director, and we profiled a person that they had to know the Long Beach community, because the Long Beach community is unique. It's really insular. People from the outside it took a long time for them to come and get acclimated to it. So we needed somebody who knew the fabric of the Long Beach community and somebody with integrity and talent. Kind of a low-key person that could get things done. And so we were kicking around some names, and Derek Simpson's name came up, and everybody, ended the discussion because Derek was involved with the YMCA, involved in a bunch of stuff in the community. And one thing about Derek, you knew that if he said he was going to do something, he was going to do it.
Now, some would ask, why was the job of executive director at Long Beach Community Action Partnership appealing to me? And that was a good question, because the agency had a marginal reputation at best, and programs were minimal impact. But I saw the potential. I saw that with the mission that it was supposed to serve and the need in our community, a greater good could be served. And with the board that was in place, and I felt with my energy and building a good team, we could make a profound impact. And we did. Within months of being hired, LBCAP was awarded the contract for Winners Reaching Amazing Potential, better known as RAP After School Program. The RAP program allowed LBCAP to rebrand itself on school campuses and in the community as a provider of quality youth programs on a larger scale. At its height, LBCAP operated 5 RAP after-school locations. The first program that I created after becoming executive director of LBCAP was the Leadership Academy Mentoring Program, or LAMP, with a $75,000 discretionary grant from the California Community Services Department, CSD. The premise of LAMP was to create a safe environment for teens to learn digital media arts along with key life skills that would assist them in achieving self-sustainability. Though LAMP began with an entrepreneurial component, it evolved over the years. We were fortunate to have world-class talent such as Thomas Dawson, the music director of the Commodores, Sheldon Reynolds, formerly with Earth, Wind & Fire, Grammy winner Robert Storm Daniels, Ian Zinn, Jerome Thomas, and Lionel Martin, each of which are accomplished video directors and producers. Over the years, several other professionals in the arts joined us because they believed in the cause and wanted to help our youth. LAMP has been honored to serve some of the most talented, intelligent, resilient youth of our Long Beach community. Now in 2009, President Obama created the American Recovery Reinvestment Act, or ARA as it was called, which allocated an additional funding to community action agencies across America. LBCAP received an allocation of $1 million, which allowed us to strengthen existing services and expand our impact in the community. As a result, we added a strong manager and leader to our team that eventually became our Chief Operations Officer, Ms. Marissa Semense. With that, we decided that rather than try and spend the funds on our own, we would use a strengths-based philosophy and empower other local nonprofits to do more of what they do best in serving common customers by creating subgrants. Now in 2010, the contract for energy assistance programs, Low Income Home Energy Assistance, or LIHEAP, and weatherization were up for bid. The contract covers cities in the eastern sector of LA County and is one of the largest funding allocations in the state of California. In fact, at that time, the initial contract was for $17 million due to multiple year contracts being held by the state as they solicited requests for proposals. With the focus and hard work of Marissa, Trisha, and other community partners at the time, we submitted a proposal within 2 weeks' notice of the deadline. We became one of 2 finalists that defended our proposal in Sacramento. Now with LBCAP as the lead agency, a collaboration of 2 agencies won in a competition against 10 cities that united against us. A great testament to the talent of our LBCAP team. Moving forward in 2011, impact of the Digital Infrastructure and Video Competition Act of 2006 was being realized in Long Beach. Faithful producers of public access television across the state, and especially in Long Beach, no longer had a studio to produce local content. LBCAP learned that the city of Long Beach wanted a fiscally sound agency with strong leadership to apply for the local contract, and we stepped up. A grant was written for $321,000 to the Knight Foundation to cover operations, and with that funded, the city of Long Beach released $500,000. With those funds in hand, LBCAP created the Public Access Digital Network, or PADNet TV as it's known now, in 2012. Our vision was to provide a professional, state-of-the-art digital media environment in our community that would teach livable wage job skills to youth and adults. In addition, it would give LBCAP and eventually the National Community Action Network an excellent resource to create a greater voice of advocacy with locally produced video content. PADNet College internships have become so coveted now that we receive as many as 90 applications per semester from outstanding, talented students across the nation for only 7 slots. PADNet has even partnered with CSUOB to upgrade their student video production studio in return for quality content from our community. We are so proud that today LBCAP is recognized as a leading nonprofit with outstanding programs, excellent leadership, an engaged board of directors, and reputation for innovation across the National Community Action Partnership Network. Our staff are committed professionals that believe in our mission and understand the importance of helping people and changing lives each day. Our Nightcap fundraiser began in 2014 and is slowly building on its reputation as a fundraiser for an excellent cause that helps us expand services and grow our efforts to be fiscally strong. We consider our service to the community a privilege that we don't take lightly and work diligently each day to earn the respect of all stakeholders we serve. Our strength is clearly our team, and LBCAP is so proud of them all. Long Beach Community Action Partnership is an organization of the people dedicated to serve the people that need us most in our community. In the 13 years that I have been honored to serve as the executive director of the agency, it has risen from the brink of mediocrity to a prominent community action brand that is highly respected for its innovative programs and excellent service at the local, state, and national level. Dedicated staff working as a team and governed by a committed board of directors has made this vision of success a reality. Though we have come a long way, we realize there is so much more to be done. No one agency can adequately provide the holistic services that families in poverty need to achieve social and economic self-sustainability. As times change, local government and private nonprofits must evolve as well to ensure that real and relevant vital conditions for health and well-being are strategically addressed. Leaders at every level from every sector must unite to leave egos and logos at the door and leverage their strengths for the greater good of those that need us most. As we end this video, I encourage you to open your mind, heart, and resources for the hopes and future of our community. Join us in the relentless efforts of this movement to create sustainable solutions that can make good health, economic opportunity, and equity a reality. On behalf of the LBCAP board and team, we thank you for all that you do and joining us in this historical perspective of the Long Beach Community Action Partnership.